Charlie Washington. And Charlie, the Dons have to play a team that's below them in the conference standings in Bellarmine.
Well, it's a very big game, as each game from here on out will be for the Mastodons. One game away from Bellarmine, so obviously this is a very huge game. Each game from here on out, what the Dons have to do, control the tempo. This is their home court. They have to defend the home court. The Dons this year have been kind of a team in transition. Wouldn't really call them a rebuilding team, but a team of transition, and it's very important, I think, this year to make the tournament, to set a good upswing for the next coming season.
IPFW had a tough ball game Thursday night against perennial national power Kentucky Wesleyan, while Bellarmine comes in here today fresh off a 20-point win at St. Joseph's. How tough is it for IPFW to regroup after playing such a tough team?
Well, when you play a tough team like Kentucky Wesleyan is every season, it really doesn't take a lot to get up because, again, you have the tournament to fight for. You have to get into the tournament, again, to have that upswing for next season. And in the GLVC, every team, it doesn't matter what night it is who you're playing, it's going to be a very tough, hard contest.
Steve Griffin had 31 points Thursday night. Who else has to step up today?
I think, as I've been saying all along, the Dons don't have the horses up front, so they have a lot of what we call swing, wing-type players. So those types of players, your Benji Gibbs, Michael Akane, Steve Griffins, those people have to show up tonight and carry the load, the offensive load for the IPFW.
It's IPFW and Bellarmine College coming up on College 56 Sports. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Miles along with Charlie Washington calling the action in this afternoon's men's basketball game between the Knights of Bellarmine College of Louisville, Kentucky, and the IPFW Mastodons. Charlie Washington, this is a very big ball game for IPFW. They're in 7th place in the conference, 6-8 in the conference race, 9-11 overall, and they're playing a team that is below them in the conference race. Bellarmine 5-9 in the conference, 10-10 overall.
Very similar teams, very similar records. Both teams have, in essence, 5 players scoring in double figures. They have both have 2 players certainly over, and then they have a couple of players at that 9-point, hovering right around there. The Dons, I explained in the outset of the game that the Dons were a team in transition and not so much a rebuilding team. What I meant mainly by that, these guys have 4 or 5 players that in 4 or 5 years have played for 3 coaches, either junior college and then John Williams and now Doug Knoll. And that takes a lot. And some of them played for Coach Andy Piazza. I think Aaron Ishman played for Coach Piazza and Williams and now Coach Knoll. So that's what I meant by transition. 3 coaches and not so much rebuilding. And next year we'll be rebuilding as we lose 5 seniors.
Now, as you see the starting lineups being introduced for IPFW, number 10, Michael Akane, a 6'5", 190-pound senior, will be at 1 forward. At a guard, Randy Spicer, number 30, a 6'1", 180-pound senior. At the other guard will be Steve Griffin, a 6'3", 185-pound senior, wearing number 32. And a forward will be number 42, Nick Wise, 6'5", 205 sophomore. And at center will be Aaron Ishman, number 33, a 6'6", 217 senior. As you see, Doug Knoll in his first year here at IPFW. He has a record of 9-11, 6-8 in the conference. For Bellarmine, coached by Charlie Just, their starters will be number 12, Ron Brooks, a 6'3", 185-pound junior. Jared McCurry, number 20, a 6'3", 180-pound sophomore. Brad Bixler, number 24, 5'11", 175-pound senior. Center will be Andy Swan, number 22, a 6'8", 250-pound senior. And at a forward, number 32, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Adam Etne. And I'm not sure I got that right, but I hope I did. He's a 6'7", 210-pound freshman. Charlie, as we mentioned in the pregame, IPFW played Kentucky Wesleyan here Thursday night, lost a tough ball game, while Bellarmine was over at St. Joseph's, and they defeated St. Joe by 20. What's the mindset of these two teams coming in?
Well, I think if you're IPFW, you have to be focused. You can't say that you're not, you take one game at a time, but you're looking at the standings. You can't ignore that, and they know this is a very important game, and I know they're focused.
We're about ready to go. Bellarmine in the visiting red with white and gray trim. IPFW in the home white with blue trim. Tap controlled by IPFW. Wise has it. Bounce pass. Akani jams it in the first shot of the game. Michael Akani.
That's a great start, and that's what you need from guys like he and Benji Gibbs. Get a nice dunk right in the beginning of the game, and the rest of their game should come a-calling.
Bellarmine breaks a full court press. Brooks for three. Ron Brooks hits a trade. The Knights go back on top. And on time, I should say 3-2. And I think they got their track shoes on as Akani is called for traveling. Both teams, you can almost see the smoke from the bottom of the shoes. They want to run up and down the floor.
As we stated, these teams know what's at stake here. One game apart in the standings, so this is going to be a tough, very hard-played basketball game.
Bellarmine with the basketball. You see Ron Brooks watched by Steve Griffin. Steve had 31 points against Kentucky Wesleyan Thursday night. Three-point shot, no. Whistle underneath is Spicer. And Andy Swan, talk about a mismatch. Randy Spicer, allegedly 6'1", and Andy Swan at least 6'8".
And I like that alleged because Randy's not 6'1", but Randy, great job of sticking his nose in there and boxing out.
Foul was called on Swan, so it's his first team first, and the Dons had the ball and a chance to retake the lead. Ishman baseline watched by Andy Swan. Now Steve Griffin with the basketball. To old blood and guts, Nick Wise. 6 on the shot clock. Spicer, long distance, no. Loose ball. They say last touch by Griffin. And it'll be Bellarmine basketball as Griffin and Jared McCurry are fighting for the ball. Getting just underway. 3-2 our score. Bellarmine on top here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Inside pass to Swan, ball knocked away, and they're going to say a foul called on Nick Wise. Reaching in. For Nick, that is his first, team first. Bellarmine are windbounded underneath their own basket. Lob pass for Swan. Muscles his way up, tap no good. Loose ball, who's got it? It's Aaron Ishman. And you get the feeling it might be a little physical as well. Akani takes it home. Michael Akani with all 4 IPFW points.
It's great to see him get off to a good start.
Dons lead 4-3. Back comes McCurry. Good defense by Wise, cuts off the baseline. Shot up and in by McCurry anyway. First points for Jared. And the lead goes back to Bellarmine, 5-4. Ishman inside, forces a shot up, no good. Rebound controlled by Bellarmine. Three-point shot by Ron Brooks is good. Second try for Brooks. And it's an 8-4 Bellarmine lead. Back comes IPFW. Griff for three, no. But block out, rebound controlled by Brad Bixler.
Not really the type of shot you want.
Steal, feed to Akani. Michael Akani lays it up and in, and a good feed from Randy Spicer.
That is the kind of shot you want, a steal and an easy transition bucket. And again, Michael Akani into this game, 6 quick points.
Whistle and a blocking foul going to be called on Randy Spicer. Randy's first, team second. Charlie, do you have the feeling that there is this magical word called intensity in this building right now?
There's no question about that. Again, both teams have it, and sometimes you see one team with a little more than the other. Both of these teams come out and they know what's at stake, so they are very intense.
Three-point shot on the way, in and out, no. Rebound IPFW, Akani with it, spin, shot, up, glass, no. Rebound controlled by Andy Swan. Here comes Bellarmine. He played 3.5 minutes, 8-6 our score, Knights on top. Ball knocked away, picked up, and put in by Etne. Well, maybe it's called Eaton, the PA announcer says. Knew there was a problem with it. Makes it 10-6, Bellarmine on top. Ish, spin, off the glass, no. And they say Eddie travels. Substitutions for IPFW, number 40, Dwight Crow, and number 44, Dave Meshberger, replace Akani and Ishman. Crow, a 6'5", 190-pound freshman. Dave Meshberger, a 6'10", 190-pound senior.
Meshberger a little better offensively than Ishman, but Ishman's going to give you more hard, stronger play in there, on defense particularly.
Okay. Bellarmine working the ball on the perimeter. Bixler looking for somebody inside. Brooks for three. No, rebound Meshberger. Outlets it to Crow, and here come the Dons on the run. Wise cut off at the baseline. Looks for somebody. Crow underneath, they got a whistle. And they say that Crow stepped on the end line. Another substitution, Brad Knoll, coach's son, number 24, 6-foot freshman from Spring Arbor, Michigan. Replaces Steve Griffin.
Bellarmine plays some pretty good man-to-man defense as we've evidenced in the first few minutes here.
15-24 and counting left here in the first half. Three-point shot on the way, no! Offensive rebound, tap up and in by Swan. Let's see if they count it.
Yes, the bucket is good, and Mike, that's what you see right there, what you don't get from Meshberger, that you do get from Ishman, the hard controlling of the defensive glass.
Bucket is good for Swan. Foul is on Meshberger, his first. A couple of more substitutions for Bellarmine. Number 10, Brad Ayer, 6'2", 190-pound junior. And number 15, Nayland English, 6'3", 180-pound sophomore. Swan rims out the free throw. IPFW clears it. Here's Spicer. Meshberger baseline jumper, in and out, no good. Wise with the up-handed putback. Good offensive board and putback for Nick Wise.
It looks like the Dons are putting on a little pressure here.
Bellarmine breaks it. It's English, the basketball watched by Wise. IPFW in that man-to-man defense. Lob pass for Swan. Count the bucket. They're going to call another foul on Meshberger. That's two quick ones. And that's something Doug Noel did not want to see. We get a good look at Doug.
And it may not seem important, Mike, but what happens is there's about a 1 foot difference where that forearm that Aaron Ishman puts in the back pushes Swan out one more foot, and that makes a big difference when you're shooting the basketball in terms of your own comfort zone in shooting. And Meshberger just not strong enough to push Swan out into that uncomfortable area.
Well, Dave will take a seat on the bench with 2 fouls, replaced by Aaron Ishman. Also in the lineup for the Dons, number 4, D'Angelo Woodall, a 6'1", 170-pound freshman. Swan gets the bounce, makes the three-point play. We've got a timeout on the floor, 14:40 left in the first half. Our score, Bellarmine 14, IPFW 8. You're watching IPFW basketball.
Go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington with you. And Charlie, let's take a look at a replay. For the opening tap of the ball game, and IPFW controlled it. Nice feed from Wise to Akani, and a good way to get the game started.
Hey, we have athletes, guys that can get up and down the court and up and down off the floor, and we have to get them into the basketball game. Again, as I stated, we don't have the horses up front to just set it up and go down low. We need the running game to get it up and down to get our athletes going.
Full court pressure put on by Bellarmine. Woodall, double team, gets it over midcourt to Knoll. Interesting, both teams shooting 50% from the floor at this early juncture. Ish in the paint, lays it up off the glass. No, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. First points for Ishman and a good offensive board. It's 15-10 our score. Bellarmine on top. They have the basketball. English and McCurdy playing pitch and catch. Inside to Swan. Inside, English shot up off the glass and in.
Again, though, you saw Swan, they're not quite as comfortable with Ishman with the forearm in the back as he is Meshberger.
Crow in the paint, spin move, shot up, no. Rebound controlled by Swan. And here come the Knights with the basketball. Brooks inside feed for Swan. Long arms of Swan, knocks it down.
Although he looked pretty comfortable that time.
Swan already with 7 points. 19-10. Ball knocked away. Foul going to be called on Bellarmine. English guilty of the infraction. It's Maynard's first, team's second. Bixler and Eaton back in the lineup for the Knights. And making his first appearance of the day for IPFW is Benji Gibbs. Benji, number 21, a 6'2", 200-pound senior. He replaces Dwight Crow. Dons inbounding the basketball. Gibbs hangs in the air, shot off the rim, no good. Inside move, shot off the glass and in by McCurry. Jared now has 4 and it's 21-10 at the 13-minute mark.
And the Dons need a score here.
Baseline jumper by Brad Knoll, no, rebound Wise. He goes up strong, shot no good, but Nick is fouled. And he'll go to the stripe shooting 2.
That's one of those in-between shots by Brad Knoll that time. He's a long-range shooter, and he got caught at 6 to 8 foot range and kind of pushed it instead of shot it that time.
Foul is on Adam Eaton, his first, team third. And at the stripe, Nick Wise, the sophomore transfer from Ball State University, former Plymouth High School product. Missed the first. Second free throw, good. 3 points for Wise. Crow comes back in the lineup. 21-11, 12:48 to go here in the first half. Curry nearly stepped back over. Nice feed underneath to Bixler, and Bixler puts it away. His first points of the game.
Looked like the Dons were trapping that time, and somebody on the backside forgot an assignment.
Woodall working on Bixler, spin move in the paint, feeds underneath the Crow, and he throws it away. Doug Knoll says, let's talk it over. Timeout is called. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Athletic Association. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits with the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 219-481-6958 or write to Royal Downs Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Charlie, Doug Noel unhappy with what his team's doing on the floor. What do you say to him in that timeout?
I'm not sure exactly what he said to him, but Mike, the last 3 to 4 times down the court, the last 4 possessions or so, the Dons have not executed. There's been a very poor execution, and I think that's certainly one of the things that Coach Noel has been upset about. The plays he's been calling, I think the players have been slow getting into them.
Now Bellarmine breaks their huddle. Right now, their leading scorers, Andy Swan has 7 points, and Ron Brooks has 6 on a couple of trays. And leading IPFW is Michael Akani with 6 of their 11 points. Bellarmine with the basketball. Bixler, watched by Noel in a battle of 24s. Ball loose, picked up by Akani. Dons have numbers. Gibbs on the lay-in. Good transition basket there for IPFW. Makes it 23-13. Okay. McCurry kicks it out to English around the horn. Baseline drive, shot up, no, by Air. We got a whistle, ball knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by IPFW.
The Dons still consider themselves lucky they didn't get caught on that fast break. You had 2 big guys, Benji Gibbs and Aaron Ishman, getting back, and typically that's the guard's job, and Noel and Woodall are out there, and they have to get back when one of the big guys goes to the basket.
Bixler for 3, no, rebound Ishman, whistle, and Aaron is fouled by Eaton. That's Eaton's second, team 4th. Substitutions, Ron Brooks back in the lineup for Bellarmine, along with Andy Swan, so they didn't get much of a rest. And also checking in the lineup for the first time today, number 14, Jeff Thomas. Jeff, a 6'5", 195-pound senior. Well, 11:33 to go. The Dons have the ball and a chance to cut the lead into single digits.
One possession at a time, and starting right here, you want to keep it under double digits. So this is a key possession in the game.
Gibbs on the wing. Stops, pops, oh, short. Rebound, Swan, ball knocked away by Crow. Picked up, Dwight Crow lays it in. Great hustle by Dwight Crow.
Great job of staying with the basketball. Tipped it away. Bellarmine player got it back. He stayed with it and caught him from behind and got it again.
Makes it 23-15 at the 11-minute mark. Brooks, watched by Crow. Swan inside. Mismatch shot up and in by Air. First points for Brad Air. And the lead's back up to 10. Give and go, Benji Gibbs, Akani. Michael Akani for 3 off the rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Air. Pass goes awry. And substitutions. Spicer and Griffin back in for the Dons, replacing Woodall and Gibbs.
And again, that last offensive possession, just not enough offensive continuity. They're very ragged.
Inside pass to Swan. You could hear the slap over here. And the foul is going to be called. They're going to call it on Randy Spicer, his second, team 5th. I thought they pointed 23, and it kind of got me for a second.
Michael's not in the building.
Swan back at the stripe. He's 1 out of 2, make it 2 out of 3. Quite honestly, Charlie, right now it looks like Bellarmine wants this game more than IPFW.
The effort and the intensity is there, Mike, but the execution just isn't.
Lead back up to a dozen, 27-15 as we're near the halfway mark of the first half. Nice feed inside to Dwight Crow, and Crow has another bucket.
And besides Crow and Michael Akani, Bellarmine's shooting layups and we're shooting jump shots.
Steal, Crow has it, and he is run into by Bixler. Brad thought he had position, instead he was whistled for his first foul. team 5th.
And that's a good gamble if you're Bellarmine. You try to take the charge, but if you get the foul, that's fine. And if not, IPFW gets it later.
Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Tuesday and Wednesday evening on College 56. Yours truly will review the week's sports activities, look at game footage, and talk with coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Tuesday evenings at 7 and Wednesday evenings at 8:30 right here on College 56. Well, Charlie, we have a what they call a media timeout at the 9:54 mark. The deficit is 10. You and I both know there's still 30 minutes of basketball, but how important is it right now for IPFW to start getting consistent with their defensive stops?
Well, what a lot of people don't realize about basketball is much more mental, Mike, than it is physical. So that lead, the way that lead goes, hey guys, we're only down 5, we're only down 6. So getting that lead down under 10 gives you mental momentum, and a lot of times that mental momentum certainly leads into physical momentum.
Quick look at some of the numbers. Bellarmine 11 of 19 from the floor for 58%, 2 of 7 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the foul line. IPFW 8 of 18 for 44%, 0 of 2 from long distance, and 1 of 2 at the line. Rebounds even at 9 apiece. Turnovers even at 9 apiece. Replay there, nice feed, nice finish by Dwight Crow. And the Dons need a little bit more of that, get back into this ball game. They will inbound the basketball.
Hey, Nebraska!
Crow to Randy Spicer, and let's see if the veteran senior guard can get this offense in gear. No, bumps, grinds, and hits. Nice move by Brad Knoll, taking it strong to the hole. Makes it 27-19. Steve Peterson just checked in the lineup, has the ball. That's what you like to see, Swan way up top, 30 feet away from the bucket. And then I gets it back low, misses the shot, rebound controlled by Ishman. Don's on the run, but they don't have the numbers. Knoll holds it up wisely. Spicer. Crow's got the hot hand. Whistle. See who they call the foul on.
The Dons' best offense, Mike, is their defense. When they get steals or get defensive rebounds and they get out on the floor and running, that's where they're certainly going to be more effective. They just don't execute all that well in the half court. And we've seen that the whole season over. When they get out and run, they can put points on the board, but that offensive execution in the half court is lacking.
Foul was on Jeff Thomas, his first. Couple of substitutions. Akani's back in the lineup. Knoll for 3. Yes, Brad Knoll with the tray. Cuts the lead to 5. Brad now with 5 points. 27-22 as we hit the 8:40 mark of the first half.
And we've got to see more of that from Brad Knoll while he's on the court.
Will do. Ball knocked away, whistle, foul called on Steve Griffin. Steve's first, team 6, next one, and Bellarmine will be in the bonus. Bring IPFW head men's volleyball coach Arnie Ball into your home each Wednesday and Thursday evening this season, leading all the way up to the 2000 NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship Tournament. He joins assistant coach Mark Franke to review the Mastodons' progress, discuss the highlights, meet with players, and look ahead to upcoming volleyball action. Tune into the Arnie Ball Show Wednesday evenings at 9 and Thursday evenings at 7, right here on College 56. Brooks for 3, misses. Griffin with the rebound, Don's on the run. Wise pops from 3, yes! Nick Wise now with a half a dozen. And that causes a timeout to be called. The Dons now cut it to 2.
And just like we stated a moment ago, Mike, no half court, set it up, get it out, run, and get some easy jump shots.
Be sure to tune in to College 56 Sundays at noon and Friday evenings at 8 in February, when host Melissa Long visits with Wayne Unsell, IPFW Associate Dean of Engineering, and Barbara Groff, School of Engineering Student Services Director, to talk about the annual Engineers Week activities. Tune in to learn more when IPFW goes up close, Sundays at noon and Fridays at 8 p.m., right here on College 56. That was a quick timeout called by Charlie Just. What did he say to his players?
Momentum's changing. It's not so much what you say. You want to stop the clock to change that momentum. Hey, let's slow these guys down because the Dons need to get this game up and down in kind of helter-skelter style.
Now they're on a 6-0 run. They've cut that deficit to just a deuce, 27-25. Curry hounded by Noah inside to Swan. Missed the shot. Woodall with the board. I think Swan thought he was fouled. Dons with a chance for the lead. Wise with another tray.
And if you see, Mike, you see what Bellarmine tried to do to set it up and get an easy layup, whereas we're trying to get, we're getting up and down getting jump shots.
McCurry takes it to the hole. He fouled, and he will shoot 2. Foul was called on Akani, Michael's first, team 7th.
We see a little father knows best there. Doug Knoll talking to Brad.
Now Jared McCurdy is a 70% foul shooter for the season. And we jinxed him.
That's a good job. Jinx him again.
First one short off the front of the rim. 7:35 left here in the first half. Second one in and out, no good. Dons retain the lead and they get the ball. Cross-court pass, Wise again for 3. No, rebound controlled by Brooks. Again, they just didn't follow the shot. Bixler inside for Swan. Ball knocked away by Akani to Woodall. D'Angelo takes it coast to coast. He is fouled. And we saw the quickness of Michael Akani, both with the feet and the hands, to knock that ball away and start the break.
And again, if you're a Mastodon fan, this is the type of game that they have to play. And that's the only chance Michael Akani has against Swan down there on the block. Get around him and get a hand on the ball and start the fast break. Otherwise, it's going to be 2 points.
D'Angelo Woodall at the line. And this is on the first. IPFW now 1 of 3 at the stripe. But you got to look at both coaches, Charlie Just and Doug Knoll. Second one missed as well. Tap is no. They're not going to call it. Akani tipped it in, but they're going to call a foul on Akani instead. It's his second.
They called a foul against Michael Akani, but I tell you, Mike, that was an example of the athleticism that he has to be able to get around Swan, tip the ball in, and it's very questionable whether that was a foul or not.
Well, what could hurt as far as IPFW is concerned, take away the basket that he scored, and now you've got English at the line, and he's got a chance to get 2 the other way.
That old 4-point turnaround.
In a 1-point game. Free throw missed, Ishman with the board. Knights have missed their last free throws. Griffin is fouled as he goes underneath, and Steve will shoot a pair.
And the way this game is going, Mike, you almost hate to see the Dons get the shot clock under 15 seconds. When they get up and down the court and get a quick shot, that's when they're more effective.
Steve Griffin at the line. I believe he was 12 of 12 from the stripe Thursday night. Makes the first one. Crow back in the lineup for IPFW. Brad Ayer back in the lineup for Bellarmine. That's Steve Griffin's first point of the afternoon. Hard to believe with 6:54 left in the half.
Well, Steve's very good at letting the basketball game come to him, and he's going to have a lot more points, trust me.
Second free throw missed. Bellarmine with the rebound. Don's trying to clog up the inside. Ball knocked away. Oh, they're going to call him for traveling, but good play by Ish. Give him an A for effort, an A for hustle. Give him an F for figure skating or ice skating. He just couldn't control his feet. Will do, sir. Brad Bixler, watched by Woodall. Ball bounces off the leg. They say last touch by D'Angelo. Bellarmine retains possession. It's funny, the shot clock hasn't started, though.
I think they reset it. They called it a kick and reset the shot clock.
Knights looking for a tie or possibly to go ahead with the tray. Spin move inside, shot up, no! Oh, they're gonna call a foul, I believe on Bellarmine, as Brooks tried to muscle his way inside. Brad Air with the foul, his first, team 9th. And Steve Griffin goes back to the stripe, shooting 1 and a bonus. And 20-second timeout called here, 29-27 a score. We'll be back in just a moment.
Engineering so I could get a better job without giving up the job I've already got.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list, too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, everybody. Mike Moss, Charlie Washington, happy to be with you this afternoon from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. The sun is shining on the outside, and right now it's shining on the side of IPFW as they lead 29-27. And with Steve Griffin at the line, they got a chance to increase it. First free throw is good.
Steve this year is making a great case for all conference this year, averaging close to 20 points a game.
Second one good as well. Steve now 3 of 4 at the line, and it's a 31-27 ball game. Bixler watched by Woodall. Little bumping, the refs let it go. Brooks now watched by Wash. Ball knocked away by Woodall. Ball knocked out of bounds as Thomas returns to the lineup for the Knights. One thing I've noticed, Charlie, in the last 5 or 6 minutes, the anticipation on IPFW on defense has become more evident. It's almost like they're reading some of the passing routes of
Mental,
Bellarmine.
that helps you. You get a little quicker. It may not seem there, but you get a little quicker once you get a couple of easy baskets, get a dunk shot here and there, even though they haven't had one of those since the beginning of the game. But they've gotten some three-point shots and gotten into the basketball games, and that makes you a little quicker. I.e., they're into the game.
Peterson, baseline drive, kicks it out. Three-point shot up and in for Brad Air. Big bucket for the Knights. Cut the lead to 1. 31-30 at the 5:38 mark. And you can hear Doug Knoll saying go to a 1-4 offense. Run the wheel and get somebody open. Steve Griffin for 3, yes. There's the first field goal of the afternoon for Griffin.
Again, we got 3 points out of that, but we talked about execution, and that wasn't the 1-4 Coach Knoll was asking for, but we'll take the 3 points.
34-30 with 5:05 to go until halftime. Inside pass to Swan. He hadn't touched the ball in a while. He's triple teamed. Kicks it out. Peterson for 3. No. Whistle underneath. They're going to call Swan, I believe.
And Swan is just not as comfortable with Aaron Ishman, and I obviously Coach Knoll sees that as well. And Mashberger hasn't been back into the game because he just had his way with Dave.
Okay. Steve Griffin back at the line, shooting 2 as we're now in double bonus situation. First one good. Next Friday evening, you'll have a chance to see longtime Fort Wayne educator Hannah Stith, and she spoke with IPFW students recently. Since she has retired, Ms. Stith has turned her attention to other activities and projects. One of those is the establishment of the New African-American Historical Society in Allen County. That's next Friday evening, February 18th at 9:30 right here on College 56. Griffin makes both of the free throws. Ups the IPFW lead to 6, 36-30. Got a reach-in foul going to be called on Dwight Crow. It's Dwight's first, team 9th. As Bixler and Brooks check back into the night lineup, replacing Peterson and Jared McCurry. At the line, shooting 1 and bonus, will be Jeff Thomas, who is just a 50% foul shooter. Couldn't jinx him that time.
Yeah, didn't look like it. Great rotation, great follow through.
I don't know, he jumped up from 50% to 67%. And now to 75% as he makes the second. Makes it 36-32 with 4:43 left, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Next week on IPSGA Update, it's a special edition from the State House in Indianapolis. Join host Mel Cormican as he talks with IPFW Alumni Director Jennifer Bosk about State House Day, and join the rest of the IPFW delegation as we take you inside this past Wednesday's activities. It's all on IPSGA Update, Fridays at 1 p.m., right here on College 56. Now you get a look at a prospective Mastodon of a few years down the road.
Hope he's a big guy, because we got a lack of him.
And there's a potential lady Mastodon. In case you didn't join us earlier today in the women's game, the IPFW women's team was victorious, defeating Bellarmine 69-55. Let's take a look at a replay right here, Charlie. Good three-point shot by Nick Wise. And the Dons have hit several threes here in the first half.
Yeah, I think he hit 2 or 3 in a row, and then he had one go in and out, and that's what's gotten the Dons back into the basketball game, and he's essentially over that hump, the proverbial hump.
Yeah, they're playing well right now, and they hope to continue it for another 24 minutes and 43 seconds. But you know that Bellarmine's going to have a say about it before it's over. Here comes D'Angelo Woodall with the ball over the timeline. Inside feed for Wise, ball knocked away, 2-on-1 break for the Knights. Whistle, oh, they're going to call a block on Akani. Aaron Akani jostled.
Actually, Woodall, I believe it was.
Yep, they're going to call Woodall. Thank you, sir. First foul on D'Angelo, but that's the 10th team foul, so that'll send Bellarmine into double bonus situation. And Brad Ayer will shoot 2. Ayer is a 75% free throw shooter. Makes the first with a friendly roll. 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Brad, a 6'2", 190-pound junior from Rockport, Indiana. Played his high school ball at South Spencer High School. Makes the second. He now has 7 points, and the lead's down to 2. Griff pops and hits. Steve Griffin now has 10 points on the last 3 minutes of play, really. Bixler takes it strong to the hole and gets it in off the glass. 4 points for Brad.
Bellarmine looks like they're going to a 2-3 zone. They're trying to slow the Dons down.
Let's see if they recognize it. Inside, Ishman misses the shot, but Aaron hits the deck hard after being hammered.
And that's what you have to do, Ish, going to the hole strong.
Foul is called on Jeff Thomas, his second. And Aaron Ishman will go to the line shooting 2. Momentary delay on the floor while they wipe up some perspiration. Quick look at some of the numbers right now. The Dons shooting 54% from the floor, 13 of 24. Bellarmine 48%, 12 of 25. Wise with 9, Griffin with 8, leading the IPFW charge. Swan with 9. And Brooks with 6, leading the way for the Knights. First free throw, no good. Benji Gibbs back in the lineup for Dwight Crow for IPFW. And for Bellarmine, McCurry in the lineup replacing Air. Second free throw on its way. No good. Rebound controlled by Carl Eagleman, who's in the lineup for the first time. Thomas takes it all the way, lays it up, no! Reach in foul underneath on Bellarmine. Thomas picks up his third. And that way it almost looked like the Red Sea parted for the Knights.
And we need these free throws. Aaron Ishman just missed a couple.
Yeah, Woodall at the line. And he just missed 2 a moment ago. There we go. Put the right jinx on, you get it right. Air back in the lineup for Thomas, who goes out with those 3 personal fouls.
With Aaron Ishman at half court here, looks like the Dons have some type of special defense set up.
I'm sorry, which one, Bernie? The lead is 4, 3:18 to go. Bellarmine with the basketball. Brooks for 3. Third three-point field goal for Ron Brooks here in the first half. Makes it a 1-point ball game. Ball knocked away from Benji Gibbs. It'll remain Mastodon basketball.
They switch, though. They switch.
22 on the shot clock.
Dive-ish!
Woodall to inbound. Griffin stops, pops, no, loose ball. Wise picks it up. And they say that Woodall shuffled his feet. Traveling call turns the ball over to the Knights, and they have a chance to retake the lead with 2:45 to go in a half. Bixler watched by Woodall. Ball knocked away, pass intended for Eagleman. Griffin for 3, no. I think they're going to call Ishman over the back. For Aaron Ishman, that is his first foul of the afternoon. And you can see Doug Knoll not happy with the call.
Is first.
But it sends Carl Eagleman, a 6'8", 225-pound junior to the line.
The good news, Mike, is that's Aaron Ishman's first foul. So that means at 2 minutes, just about 2.5 minutes here in the first half. And 1 foul for Ishman. That's a great sign for the Dons going into the second half.
Eagleman makes the first free throw. It's his first point of the day. Spicer in the lineup for Woodall. Chance to break a 40-all tie. And he does. 41-40. Bellarmine now with the lead. IPFW with the ball. Griff for 3, no. Rebound controlled by Brad Ayer. Three-point shot on the way in by McCurry. Just like that, it's a 4-point lead. The 2-minute mark, 44-40.
Big possession for the Dons here.
Wise inside, stops, pops, no. McCurry with the board. Breaks it out. Another three-point shot and in by Air. That's 8 points in a row. Ishman inside, he goes to the line and he's hacked on the arm by Eagleman. So Benji Gibbs will get a chance to stop some bleeding with 90 seconds left in a half. If my memory is correct, Charlie, it was 40-36 at one time. And right now it is 47-40, so an 11-point run for Bellarmine.
And Aaron Ishman, they're doing the right thing. If you're a Bellarmine fan, they're doing the right thing fouling him before he gets up to the rim with a rim-rattling dunk and to get the crowd excited as well as his teammates. And he misses the first one.
Peterson in a lineup for Bellarmine, Brad Noah in a lineup for IPFW. Big free throw coming up for Ishman. He cut it to a two-possession game, and he does. Aaron now with 3 points. Bixler to Peterson. Back to Bixler for three, short, but underneath, and a putback by Brad Air. No block out by IPFW. And I know that frustrates Doug Noah and the coaching staff. Ish in the paint, and we're going to get a traveling call on Ishman. Thought it might have been a blocking call on Eagleman, but they call traveling instead.
They obviously don't like Aaron's up and under move. He's tried that 3 times, and they've called traveling all 3.
So here come the Bellarmine Knights with under a minute to go, trying to extend an 8-point lead. Bixler for long distance. They're calling it a deuce. 6 points now for Bixler, and it's a 10-point lead. Steal. Bixler going in. He's going to get hammered. No, he isn't. Spicer thought about it. (53-41) with 20 seconds to go. And IPFW is shell-shocked. Spicer inside for Ishman. He gets hammered as he goes up. Brooks picks up his first foul. And with 8 seconds left, Ishman will go back to the line shooting 2.
Would that make that a 17-1 run?
17-2 now. Woodall on the lineup for Spicer. Another free throw coming for Aaron Ishman. Whistle. They're going to call either a foul or a violation. They're going to call foul on Benji Gibbs. That's the last thing you want to see. And that'll send Carl Eagleman to the line for 2 more shots. First one is good. 3 points now. And
Ejected, Doug
the
Noah.
look on Doug Noah's face says it all if you're an IPFW fan. Second free throw good as well. Quickly down the floor. Noel lets it go. No good, but Brad is fouled. And with 3 ticks of the clock left, he will go to the line for 2. Fouls on Air, his second. Brad Noah at the line. First free throw is good. 6 points now for Brad. make it 7.
Did we miss a point somewhere? I think, did we miss Aaron Ishman's free throw?
Not sure, but the shot doesn't count. And we've come to the end of the first half of play, and as the teams head to the locker room, Bellarmine on a big run leads 55-44. We'll take a break. You'll get to see some good things, what's happening elsewhere in the university, and then we'll come back for second half action.
I'm Walter Bowman, Director of Athletics at IPFW. Thank you for joining us this evening and allowing me 60 seconds of your time. Since August of this academic year, you have both read and heard of our drive for Division I status. The Executive Board of the Royal Dons Athletic Association, our associates in Business 100, and hundreds of constituents like yourself have all joined together with a single purpose, Division I athletics for you and the Fort Wayne community. At present, we are exploring many possibilities for potential conference affiliation, along with expanding the base programs offered. Recently, the faculty approved the addition of men and women's indoor and outdoor track, bringing our offerings to 16 varsity programs. I believe that when we are an NCAA Division I program, each of you watching this television program tonight will have an opportunity to view firsthand the Hoosiers, Boilermakers, and the Fighting Irish here in Fort Wayne and at the Coliseum and at the university. In order to move our vision from the dream stage to reality, we need to continue to attract strong alumni and community support. Fort Wayne, the second largest city in the state, is deserving of a Division I program which reflects the community's greatness. Together, you and I are positioned to form an alliance which will give the citizens of Northeast Indiana even more reason to show our Hoosier pride. The number on the screen will provide you the opportunity to become involved in Mastodon excitement. Pick up your phone and call me so we can discuss your involvement.
Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. One of the things that strengthens our community and Northeastern Indiana is the many fine colleges and universities that we have located in Northeast Indiana. Given the collective learning power of these institutions and the fact that the majority of their alumni remain in Northeast Indiana after graduation, it significantly enhances our economic development initiative to attract new industry. I'd like to encourage all alumni from these institutions to please be very unselfish with your time, your talent, and your resources. Your community needs you.
Remember the first time you got on one of those exciting rides at the amusement park? Someone locked you safely into place, pulled a lever, and the ride took over. It took your breath away. And when the ride stopped, you were really surprised at how fast your adventure ended. And maybe, just maybe, you would ride it again. You had the courage to take that step and try something new. Others have taken that step, and because of their courage, you were able to enjoy that ride. Those people designed and built almost everything you see here. The people that built all this are engineers. And now you are going to find out about their dreams, their designs, and their jobs. Have you ever thought about becoming an engineer? Do you know what they do every day at work, or what they had to study in school to become engineers? The engineers you will meet today will tell you about the kinds of things they design and build to make our lives safer, easier, and more fun. And they will tell you about themselves and the enjoyable lives they have because they had the courage and persistence to follow their dream to become engineers. You will meet students who, just like you, are planning for their future. Planning now for the kind of life they want in the years ahead. Planning to be an engineer could be the way to start building the life you've always dreamed of. Right now is the time to test the waters. All you need is a plan, some courage, and some real determination to take that ride.
I'm a civil engineer. Civil engineers design many things that make your life easier. It's civil engineers that design ways to carry water to your home. When it rains, sewers designed by civil engineers carry the water and waste safely to a treatment plant and then on to lakes or rivers. Without engineers, there would be no cities. We help design and build the tall buildings where people live and work. There are many other kinds of engineers. Electrical engineers design and build computers, stereos, and electrical systems that provide the power to run almost everything. Chemical engineers design the plants that produce such things as gasoline, cosmetics, medicines, plastics, and tires. Mechanical engineers design the factories that build automobile engines that run our cars and air conditioning systems. They also design and build all types of machines. All of these different engineers start with an idea, create a plan, and then turn their idea into reality. And a career in engineering, that takes planning too. It's tough work, requires persistence, but the payoff is worth it.
I think I want to be an engineer. I'm already starting to look at the classes in high school I'll have to complete so that I can get into a good engineering school. Engineers need to study science and math and English and history. It's like the big ride at the amusement park. I wasn't sure that it was for me. Just like I thought science and math would be too tough. But now that I'm into it, these courses are really exciting. You just break down science into things you already understand, like biology. It's just learning about living things, like plants and animals. Physics is a study of what happens when energy and water mix together in our world, like light and sound, baseballs and bats. Chemistry teaches us about materials and how they are changed to make products we can use, like water. If you heat it, it changes into steam. Did you know that it was an engineer that learned how to capture steam and make it move a train? My friends still tell me that I'm crazy to study this stuff. But when my counselor showed me that engineering is where the jobs are, I decided that studying is worth it, and I'm going to stick with it.
This is a sample of the jobs that will be available in the 1990s, which is about the time that you graduate if you go to college. In 1995, our country will need about 8,000 athletes, and about 100,000 jobs will be available for musicians. We'll need about twice as many doctors and lawyers. More than 500,000 receptionists will be answering phones, and more than 500,000 teachers' aides will be in the classrooms. But look at how many jobs will be available for engineers. Our country will need almost 2 million engineers in 1995. All of these careers require a lot of hard work and preparation, but if you choose a job in one of the many fields of engineering, there's a good chance there will be a good-paying job for you when you graduate. And the time you get started will make a real difference in how far you go. You need to get started right now.
When I first started taking math courses, I hated it. I used to say, what difference does this stuff make to anybody anyway? But it's funny how the more you learn about something, the more you like it. Now I realize that everybody uses math in their life every day, and sometimes they don't even realize it. Look at this Ferris wheel. It has definite shapes. That's all stuff that geometry teaches you about. And if you think no one ever uses trigonometry, you're wrong. Navigators on ships use trigonometry to move across the ocean. That's why I'm taking math. I know that I will need 4 years of math in high school if I want to become an engineer or work in science. Sometimes the future seems a long way away, but I just take it one class at a time and remember my plan.
I like working with plans. That's one reason I became an engineer. It's a career that lets me create new things, and my designs make a difference in the way that people live. Sometimes we use our training to go into other fields, like medicine, business, and education. And that's another reason that I became an engineer. I knew I'd have interesting projects and a chance for advancement. It pays pretty good, too. Starting salaries for engineers are higher than almost any other profession. You'll have to work hard to prepare for a job in engineering, but it's worth it. And besides, those jobs that require less education can be just as hard. And being unemployed, that's the hardest job of all. What do I have to show for it? I feel like I've really done something important with my life. The community respects my profession, and I can afford the kind of life my family deserves.
The rest of your life is just ahead. What kind of life will it be? It all depends on the choices you make during the next few years. Engineering is one rewarding choice for you to consider carefully. Becoming an engineer will pay off in rewards like a good job, chances to move up the career ladder, a chance to try new things, and enough money to enjoy the world you helped to build. For some of us, those are very big dreams, but you can make them come true. Take a chance on yourself and have the courage to dream a new dream. Test yourself, and don't let anybody say that you can't do better and be better. You can, and there are people out there who will help you. Remember the exciting ride at the amusement park? There was someone there to make it a fun, safe ride, someone to guide you. At school, teachers and counselors know how to help you design a plan of action that will help turn your dreams into reality. But there are some things you must do for yourself, like sitting down to study and working hard to make good grades. But remember the rewards, whether it's engineering or some other exciting career. Design your dream and then work hard to make it come true. You can do it, and you'll be surprised at how much you will enjoy the adventure.
Men's basketball on College 56.
Thank you, IPFW cheerleaders. Lead your team on. We are back here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Mike Moss and Charlie Washington. And Charlie, while we had that little bit of a break, there was a question on the scoring. And I won't say who made a little input in it, but the bottom line is it is 55-44 Bellarmine, and not 55-43 as the coaches and players thought as they left the floor. But your thoughts on this first half of action, because it was, in a sense, two different halves of basketball.
Exactly, and one thing, it's kind of scary to say this, but you almost have to say it about IPFW. We don't want to get into a half-court basketball game. A lot of times you hear you don't want to get into a track meet type of a game, but when we get into a slow-it-down type of basketball game, we seem to lose the momentum. So when we got out and ran and got some easy shots and started hitting a few three-pointers in that same span, that's when we got ahead in this basketball game. And then when they went into a 2-3 zone for a while, actually slowed us down a little bit, and then that's when they went on their big run, hitting some three-pointers also.
Now let's take a look at some of the numbers here in the first half. For Bellarmine, 19 of 34 from the floor for 56%, 6 of 14 from three-point range for 43%, 11 of 15 at the foul line for 73%. They were led by Brad Ayer with 12 points, 9 points from Ron Brooks, all three-point shots, 9 points also from big 6'8" Sandy Swan, 8 points from Brad Bixler, 7 points from Jared McCurry, 4 points from Carl Eagleman, and 2 points apiece from Nayland English, Jeff Thomas, and Adam Eaton. For IPFW, 14 of 29 from the floor for 48%, 4 of 9 from long range for 44%, 12 of 20 at the stripe for 60%. They were led by Steve Griffin with 10 points, all 10 of his points coming in the last 6 minutes and 54 seconds of the half. 9 points from Nick Wise, 7 points from Brad Knoll, 6 points from Michael Akani, the first 6 points of the ballgame for IPFW. 4 points from Dwight Crow, 2 points apiece from Benji Gibbs and D'Angelo Woodall. And you and I have talked about this before. Conspicuously enough, no points from Randy Spicer. He may be the quarterback to set it up, but he should also be able to score a little bit as well. Rebounding, 18-17 edge to IPFW. Assists, 6 apiece. Turnovers, 8 for the Bellarmine Knights, 10 for IPFW. 1 block for IPFW, that by Akani. 7 steals for the Dons, 3 steals for Bellarmine. As we're about ready to start the second half. And we've got the same starting 5 for both teams. That's Brooks, McCurry, Swan, Bixler, and Andy Eaton for Bellarmine. And as they put the ball into play, Wise, Ishman, Griffin, Spicer, and Akani for IPFW. Backdoor play, shot up, missed by McCurry. The Dons get a break, they get the ball, and here comes Randy Spicer. Nearly thrown away by Ishman to Griffin. Akani for 3, yes. That's a good
big basket. You love to see that. Again, we said that at the outset of the basketball game. Michael Akani getting the Dons going.
Yeah, back come the Knights. Brooks watched by Griffin. English fakes the 3, cuts it inside, ball knocked away. Picked up by Akani, 4-on-2 break for the Dons. Wise lays it up, no! Rebound Swan. Golden chance missed there for IPFW. Inside pass to Swan. Off the glass, no. Ball goes out of bounds. They say last touch. Wise and Akani, so it'll be Bellarmine basketball.
Again, Aaron Ishman with the strength, pushing Swan out 6 inches to a foot, a little further than he wanted to. A little uncomfortable. Great defense that time by Ishman.
Bixler to inbound it for the Knights. It's a way up top to McCurry. McCurry takes it all the way, shot no, Wise with the board, loose ball, Swan gets it. Now loose again, now picked up by Akani. Don's on the run. Inside to Ish. Spin move, look inside, Griffin misses. Loose ball, Akani gets it. Loose again, patty cake, no foul. They say that Michael Akani touched the end line. Doug Knowles leading for some help from the other officials. So there's definitely contact made in a non-contact sport.
That has to be a no call or a foul. If you're going to call Michael Akani on the sideline, you have to call that a foul.
Bellarmine to inbound it. IPFW. Spicer plays a little full court pressure. Backdoor pass, McCurry underneath. Misses the shot. Gets his own board, but he's fouled by Nick Wise.
This is the second time. It's almost like one of those NBA offenses where you spread the court so wide and you end up getting back doors. This is the second time. They've blown both layups, but they've gotten easy backdoor layups.
Dwight Crow in the lineup for IPFW. Tune in to College 56 Sunday evening, February 20th at 7 p.m. for the replay of today's men's basketball game with Bellarmine. That's Sunday evening, February 20th at 7 o'clock, right here on College 56. Bellarmine trying to spread out the offense. Ball knocked away from Swan. Akani touched it before he can get
I think Bellarmine had touched that last, but Michael Akani, he's hustling, but actually that would have been IPFW basketball.
Instead, it'll be Bixler inbounding it. English kicks it back to Bixler. Bring it back out. Bixler from 18 feet, yes. Brad Bixler now in double digits with 10 points. And the lead is back up to 10, 57-47. Inside pass to Crow. Spin move, reverse layup is good.
Great move that time by Crow.
6 points for Dwight. Cuts the lead to 8. English for 3 points. No. Loose ball. Who's got it? Bixler does for Bellarmine. Out hustled Steve Griffin to the ball. So the Knights reset. McCurry takes it inside. And he is fouled. See if it's on Griffin or if it's on Crow. Steve Griffin called for the foul. That is his second, team second here in the second half. Bixler to inbound it. Brooks for 3. In and out, no. Ishman with the board. Don's on the run. Spicer for 3. Randy Spicer finally on the board.
That's his second shot of the basketball game, and the first one was only because the shot clock was running down. Randy Spicer has the ability to shoot the basketball. He needs to do that to be a threat, if nothing else, just to be a threat on the court.
And there you saw an ill-advised reach-in foul on Michael Akani. The bad part is it's his third personal. Substitutions. Brad Knoll in. And you see a couple substitutions for Bellarmine.
Hey, let's pick it up.
Meshberger also in for IPFW.
You actually have Steve Griffin playing a 4.
Most interesting. Bellarmine with the basketball. Brad Air inside to Eaton. They say last touch by IPFW.
This is an interesting lineup to say the least.
Bixler to inbound it. McCurry takes it inside, gets cut off. Ball knocked away by Crow. Dishes it to Griffin. Steve Griffin lays it in. Taking a sure layup. 12 points now for Steve. A steal. 3-pointer, no. Loose ball, who's got it? Griffin. Spin move. Ball taken away by Brad Air.
This interesting lineup is doing a great job.
57-54 our score. 15 and a half minutes to go here at the Gates Sports Center. Glad you're with us here in College 56 Sports. Bixler inside pass knocked away by Crow. Pass intended for McCurry. Knights have 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Bixler to inbound it. McCurry watched by Crow. Spin move. Oh, nice feed inside to Eaton.
That time Mashberger came out a little bit too far. If he had stayed at home, there's nothing that the Bellarmine Knights could do in that situation.
Makes it 59-56. Spicer for 3 again, no. And he gets called for the bump foul on Brad Air. For Randy Spicer, it's his third foul, 4th team foul here in the second half. Now let's correct our score, 59-54, 59-54. 14:51 to go. Jeff Thomas back in the lineup for Bellarmine. Woodall in the lineup for IPFW.
I haven't looked at the numbers, but Woodall certainly, I think, had just as many minutes as Randy Spicer in the first half.
11 minutes. Now they're going to call immediate timeout. 14:51 our score. 14:51 our time remaining, rather. And our score is Bellarmine 59, IPFW 54. We'll be back in just a minute.
President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. One of the things that strengthens our community and northeastern Indiana is the many fine colleges and universities that we have located in northeast Indiana. Given the collective learning power of these institutions and the fact that the majority of their alumni remain in northeast Indiana after graduation, it significantly enhances our economic development initiative to attract new industry. I'd like to encourage all alumni from these institutions to please be very unselfish with your time, your talent, and your resources. Your community needs you.
Welcome back to the Harriet Gate Sports Center, everybody. Mike Mostelli, Washington, with you. 14:51 left here in the second half. Charlie, it's a 5-point ball game right now, a 2-possession game, if you will. What is Doug Noll saying to his troops as we see a replay here?
Right now, the effort and the intensity has to be there. But the big thing, again, with the Dons has to be execution. Without the big man, the big monster in the middle, what you have is it forces Aaron Ishman, first of all, to play out of position. He's actually a 4 who plays a 5. Nick Wise, who's the 3, forced to play the 4. Griffin plays the 3 a lot of times. And so you got a lot of guys out of position, but the effort and the execution has to be there for the Dons.
Bellarmine with the basketball. Bixler watched by Woodall.
Look at the post up, up, hands. Baseline, come on, D.
See Meshberger's in the lineup. 3-point shot, in and out, no rebound. Woodall. As Air missed the tray. Griffin looking for the big guy, Meshberger. Spin move, shot up, no. Ball knocked away by Woodall. And they say last touch by Bellarmine, so break to the Dons.
And that's, you saw Meshberger that time, a great shooting touch, but that's a big step further out than he wants to be. And so he's being pushed out.
Lob pass to Meshberger.
Right there is where he wants to be.
First points of the game. Makes it 59-56. Now we got a whistle and a reach-in foul on Woodall, and that's D'Angelo's second.
That was kind of like the old dummy out-of-bounds play.
Wise in for Griffin for IPFW.
Watch the post. Get up.
Bixler watched by Woodall.
There you go. Sit down and work. Work that post. See it. Ball pressure. Get up.
McCurry for 3. Yes.
That's a big bucket for Bellarmine right there.
10 points now for Jared McCurry, second tray of the day. Wise in the paint. Nice feed to Wise. No, shot is partially blocked. Call foul. Foul is on Adam Eaton, his third.
You have Wise shooting. Wise playing the 4 position right now. So he's a 3 coming in, playing 4 for Griffin, who is a 2, naturally playing the 4.
Good look at Nick Wise. Bounces it off the back of the iron as Andy Swan comes back to the lineup replacing Adam Eaton.
And when we say 4 for people at home that may not know, that basically means the big 4, the power forward position.
Second free throw, good. Wise now on double figures with 10 points. And it's 62-57, Bellarmine on top and with the basketball. Ball tip, picked off by Meshberger. Don's on the run. Oh, feed, couldn't decide whether it was going to go to Dwight Crow or Woodall.
Oh, that's the old playing baseball when it's right up the middle. Who gets it, the second baseman or the shortstop?
Now, in this case, it's Bellarmine who gets the ball thanks to the turnover. Now we got a whistle. That call came from underneath. They called the foul on Woodall. Woodall was up near midcourt, and it was the official underneath the basket that called it. Interesting.
We've got a lot of touch fouls called against IPFW, as we see 5 fouls against IPFW to 1 for Bellarmine.
Make it 6. 3 personals on Woodall, by the way. Knights moving the ball in. McCurry Cut off at the baseline, they say he traveled. So turnover, Bellarmine, ball goes over to IPFW.
Big possession here for the Dons. Need a bucket. A three'd be great, but we'll take the deuce.
Woodall inside to Wise, stops, pops, and hits.
That's what we need. Right within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock, that's where the Dons are strongest. We don't want to run that clock down and get forced into a bad shot.
12 points now for Nick Wise, and you say it's a one-possession game, 62-59. Plenty of time, 12 and a half minutes. Air, watched by Knoll. Cut off by Knoll, looks for help. 10 on the shot clock. Inside ball knocked away. Who's got it? Air with it. Shot. No. Tap. Controlled by Meshberger. Don's on the run. 3 on 2. Knoll for 3. No. Who's got the loose ball? Woodall does. Hustle by the IPFW.
That's the shot you want. That's the shot you want in transition. Great shot. Great look that time anyway.
Dons with another chance. Cut it to one or possibly tie. Wise for 3. Nobody is fouled, and Nick Wise will shoot 3 free throws. Foul is on Jeff Thomas, and for Jeff, that is his 4th personal, 2nd on the team. Let's get a good look at the coaching staff for IPFW.
Looking a little less dejected now as he was in that first half. We have a 3-point game, and Wise with a chance to actually tie it, as he was fouled on a 3-point shot.
Good look at Nick Wise, and I remember earlier in the season you and I called him the Brian Cardinal of IPFW for his hustle and his desire and his go-getiveness. Knocks down the first.
And he's a cerebral player. He plays very smart and does a lot of the little things that don't get calculated into the box score, but certainly keys to helping his team win.
Second one is good. Griffin and Akani in the lineup for IPFW, and English back in the lineup for Bellarmine.
Meshberger did a good job in there, inside, rebounding, and being a physical presence.
Oh, third one is good as well, so Nick Wise ties the game at the 11:46 mark at 62 apiece. Jared McCurry brings the ball up for the Bellarmine Knights. Again, this has very big implications in the GLVC conference race. Swan turnaround shot up and in.
With this lineup in there for Bellarmine, you almost have to get Aaron Ishman off the court. Swan, Michael Akani is no match for Swan on the inside.
Woodall for 3, yes. Woodall with 5. And it's 65-64 in favor of IPFW.
And
11
again,
minutes to go.
Me and Coach Knoll on the same page there immediately. Ish is up off the bench.
Reverse layup is good by Brad Ayer. He drove by Doug Knoll. Not Doug Knoll, Brad Knoll rather, I'm sorry. Doug in spirit. And it's 66-65. Bellarmine on top. Inside to Akani for Wise. Ball knocked away, but off the hand of McCurry, so IPFW will retain possession. As now Ishman comes back in the lineup for Brad Knoll.
And now that pushes. I like that substitution. That pushes Michael Akani. You want him in the game, but that pushes him out to a more comfortable 3 position.
Woodall to Wise, give and go. Back up top. Dons will reload. 8 in the shot clock. Wise for 3. Yes!
Great shot by Wise. But again, that's what you don't really want to see from the Dons, setting it up to half-court game. Let's get some easy shots, the quick shots.
9 second-half points for Nick Wise now. As we've reached the halfway mark of the second half. 10 minutes to go. 68-66 our score, IPFW on top. Air in the paint. Runs into Akani, and they say Akani is guilty of the foul. And for Michael Akani, that's personal number 4. Also team foul number 7. They're going to call it a shooting foul. So Brad Air at the stripe, shooting 2. Air, 75% foul shooter coming in. 2 of 2 so far this afternoon. Make it 3 of 3.
He's a freshman, and he's certainly not playing like a freshman. Certainly playing well above his 3.8 points per game average.
Crow and Spicer back in the lineup for the Dons, replacing Akani and Woodall. And Brad Air has a chance to tie the game once again. And he does at 68. And we got a whistle and a timeout on the floor. So with 9:53 to go, we are all square, 68 apiece, here at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center. We'll be back in 2 weeks for more IPFW sports on College 56 when the IPFW Volley Dons take on arch rival Ball State in MIVA conference action from the Gates Sports Center here on the IPFW campus. That's tuning in Friday evening, February 25th at 7 p.m. for Ball State versus IPFW volleyball right here on College 56. I know Jay Webb Horton and I talked about during the women's game, the Volley Dons are coming back. Take a look at a replay here, Charlie. Long three-point shot, hits nothing but net. The Dons have done well in that department here this afternoon.
Yeah, Wise, Nick Wise kind of has a knuckleball. He knuckleballs it up there, but he's very effective with it.
As a team, IPFW 8 of 15 three-point shots. Bellarmine not so bad themselves, 7 of 18. Rebounding right now, Bellarmine leads IPFW leads 25-22. Turnovers, 12 for IPFW, 13 for Bellarmine. Kind of what you'd expect in a 68-68 tie. Players return to the court. IPFW will inbound it. Spicer picked up by Bixler. Pass off the hands of Randy Spicer, out of bounds. Evens up the turnovers at 13 apiece. Perimeter passing on the part of Bellarmine. Brooks takes it inside, off the glass and in. For Ron Brooks, his first points of the second half, 11 overall, but it gives Bellarmine a 2-point lead, 70-68. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touched by Nayland English.
Don's having a little trouble handling the basketball right now. We have to get a good possession here. We don't want to run too much clock, but get the first good look.
Dwight Crow inbound it to Randy Spicer. Griffin for 3, no. Loose ball, who's got it? They say last touch by Crow. It'll belong to Bellarmine as Jared McCurry comes back in the lineup.
That's a good look. You don't mind that look from the corner by Steve Griffin in that situation.
Pressure put on by Spicer now on Bixler. Inside to Swan, cut off. On a shot clock. Shot missed, partially blocked, controlled by IPFW. Griffin on the run. Lead pass for Crow underneath, spin move. Nice dish to Ishman and Aaron knocks it home.
Great pass that time by Crow.
Ties the game at 70. As we near the 8-minute mark, this may go down to the last possession. Swan, no on the shot. Griffin with the board.
Swan nowhere near effective with Big Ish on him.
Griff fakes the three, cuts inside, alley-oops it up, no, but he is fouled. Steve will go to the line shooting 2.
Swan talking to one of the referees, Aaron Ishman, giving him all he wants and some on the defensive end of the basketball court.
Foul is on English. And Steve Griffin heads to the line shooting 2. Griff 5 out of 6 so far today at the stripe. Make it 6 out of 7. Meshberger back in the lineup, giving Nick Wise a little rest. Save him for down the stretch.
This might be interesting. You have Ishman and Meshberger on the court at the same time. Might prove to work out in the Don's favor.
Second free throw, yes. 12 points now. I'm sorry, not 12 points. 14 points now for Steve Griffin. As more substitutions come in the lineup for Bellarmine. And here come the Knights, trailing by 2, 72-70. Bixler for 3. That takes care of that deficit in a hurry. 13 points for Bixler now. And Bellarmine retakes the lead. Griffin for 3. And Doug Noel calls an immediate timeout. The College Cable Access Monthly Program Guide provides information about our programming, including live coverage of Mastodon sports. To receive your free College 56 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College 56 at IPFW, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805, or call us at 481-6056, or email us at cable56 at IPFW.edu. Interesting call there, right there, Charlie. The three-point bucket is made, and Doug Noel immediately calls a 20-second timeout.
He saw something, an adjustment that needed to be made, and that's a great time to do it once you're on a basket and when you don't have to call a timeout for a momentum change. I think it's a great call. And we talked about Steve Griffin early in the first half, or late in the first half, 1 point. I'll bet you he's up around his average now.
He's at 17 to be exact.
Next basket, he's there.
Dons with a 2-point lead. Swan, who's been quiet most of this half. Griffin nearly knocked it away from Eaton. He's back in the lineup for Bellarmine. Bixler with another 3.
Over the outstretched hand of 6'10" Dave Meshberger.
Gives Bellarmine the lead once more, 76-75. Griffin, whistle. They're going to call Dwight Crow for the illegal pick. And that'll send Bellarmine to the stripe. Well, heading to the stripe, Bixler, and all Brad has done is hit 2 trays in a row. He's got 16 points overall. And he's not the guy you want at the line, as he's an 87% foul shooter. Knocks down the first one.
He's well above his 12.5-point average.
Makes the second one as well. He will now take a seat on the bench as he's replaced by Brad Ayer. And here comes IPFW, trailing now by 3. Ishman in the paint, kicks it back out to Griffin. Steve forces a shot up, and he's fouled. Smart play by the senior there.
Hey, anytime you can score with the clock holding steady, that's to your advantage.
You can see there that Griffin, the senior, forced Brooks into the air. Got body on body, and now Steve's going to shoot 2. Missed the first one, however. Brad Knoll back in the lineup, replacing Dwight Crow for IPFW. Second one good, though, for Griff. As Wise comes back for Aaron Ishman. So you got Wise, Meshberger, Spicer, Knoll, and Griffin in the lineup for IPFW. A 78-76 game with 6:20 to go. Ball tipped away, recovered by Bellarmine. McCurry watched by Brad Knoll. IPFW extending that man-to-man defense. Luck of the Irish, air for three, and a ball that was tipped. Makes it 81-76, and IPFW just wasn't lucky enough to get that loose ball. Meshberger underneath, misses the shot, but Griffin picks up the rebound and puts it home. Nobody's awake back defensively, and Brad Ayer makes him pay. Tit for tat baskets there from Griffin and Ayer, and we're still a 5-point game.
We're making Ayer look like a very good basketball player.
Knoll takes it inside, and he's fouled, but no call. Spicer for three, yes. Randy Spicer now with 6 points. 83-81 with 5:05 to go. Don't go away, anybody. Ball knocked out of bounds, picked up by Meshberger. Long pass to Griffin, drives on Brooks, lays it up and in. Nice feed from Meshberger to Griffin, and we're tied at 83. Brooks fakes the three, goes inside instead, pops it two, knocks it down, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Foul is on Spicer, Randy's fourth. Good move there, Charlie, by Ron Brooks.
You've seen quite a bit of that on both ends of the court, a little double clutching to take the contact, and they'll have enough strength to still get it up on the glass.
Brooks
Steve Griffin has done it for us, and Brooks, you just saw it there.
Brooks converts the three-point play, makes it 85-83. Timeout, 4:31 left. We shall return.
Go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Charlie Washington, we're going to get a look here at a replay. Meshberger taking the ball strong, misses, but Griffin with the offensive board and putback, something IPFW needs coming down the stretch.
Well, Meshberger did a good job that time. He drew help, and it's kind of like in the old defensive lineman. When you draw the help, the other guy gets the sack. So that time, Meshberger drew a couple of extra defenders, and Griffin was there to clean up.
Well, 4.5 minutes to go. It's 86-83, Bellarmine on top. Knights still with thoughts of getting in the conference postseason tournament. They are 5-9 coming into in league play coming into today. IPFW 6-8. IPFW holding the number 7 spot. Bellarmine tied for 8th. And
we have to slow down the perimeter game here. Aaron Ishman has done a fantastic job slowing Swan down, but these guys, Bixler and Ayers, have just been tremendous for Bellarmine.
Back to action. Woodall in the lineup now for the Dons. He has the basketball. Watched by Bixler. Now he gets it to Wise. Wise takes it all the way, lays it up and no. But Brad Knoll, Johnny on the spot with the board. Back to Wise for the baseline jumper. Good hustle by Brad Knoll getting the offensive board. 86-85 now. And a touch foul on Woodall. And for D'Angelo, that is foul number 4. A little conversation of sorts between one of the officials and Doug Knoll. Unfortunately,
who do you think gets the last word?
The guy who's wearing a striped shirt, I think. Bixler back at the line. It is double bonus, so it will be 2 free throws for an 87% foul shooter. Couldn't jinx him. Free throw good. Makes it a 2-point game. Second one missed. Ishman with the board. Dons with a chance to tie or go ahead. Griffin fakes the 3.
Now, Brad Knoll has to find some open shots here. He's kind of like Steve Kerr. If he's not hitting that jump shot for you, he's almost a liability out there on the court.
Baseline jumper for Wise. In and out and in. That ball spun around. Finally dropped, and we're tied at 87. 3:22 left.
Call the fire department. We got a barn burner going on here.
Get rid of all the remotes. Eaton way up top. Don's extending their man-to-man defense. 10 on the shot clock. Eaton from long distance, no. Rebound, Griffin. Don's with a chance to take the lead. Wise stops, pops, no. Eaton with the board. Long feed to Air, and Brad Air lays it up and in. And that causes Doug Knoll to call a timeout at the 2:43 mark. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon Athletics by joining the Royal Dons Athletic Association. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events, visits with the coaches, and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 219-481-6958 or write to Royal Dons Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Charlie Washington, Doug Knoll called that 20-second timeout with 2:43 to go. How many more defensive breakdowns can there be?
I don't know. That's, and I said a moment ago, they're making Ayers look like a pretty darn good basketball player.
Now, let's see what happens. The
Coming in at 3-8, I don't know.
Inside pass to Ishman, to Wise, hook it around. Woodall for 3, no. Rebound Swan. Big rebound for Bellarmine. 2:10 to go. Now IPFW needs a stop defensively. Curry up top. Knights patiently running their offense. 8 in the shot clock now. English stops, pops, no. Rebound. Ishman, and he's hurting. He got hit in the arm. He's got a stinger. Wise for 3, no. Rebound fought for, controlled by McCurry. And you can see Adam Ishman's hurting. Charlie, he hurt his
He's hurt his arm, but he's still in there fighting and giving it all he has.
And Bellarmine decides to call a timeout with 1:25 left. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning in to Mastodon Spotlight each Tuesday and Wednesday evening here on College 56. Yours truly will review the week's sports activities, look at game footage, and talk with coaches. That's Mastodon Spotlight, Tuesday evenings at 7 and Wednesday evenings at 8:30 right here on College 56. Key miss down at this end, Charlie. And we come down and we had another chance, and we just can't seem to convert at the right time, but there's still hope. 1:25 left, but Bellarmine has the ball in a 2-point lead.
Well, you hear it over and over and over again. Defense wins championships, and certainly to win championships, you have to win games. So defense is going to win this basketball game for the Dons. I'm a little concerned now with Swan in there and Aaron Ishman a little hurt right now, who the Dons are going to put on him, and if they try to go inside, because each point, each possession is going to be sacred almost right now.
Well, Akani is coming a ball game for Aaron Ishman. To answer that question, it'll be Bellarmine basketball near midcourt. You've got Akani, Griffin, Spicer, Brad Knoll, and Wise on the court for IPFW.
And physically, Michael Akani is no match for Mr. Swan.
Bixler, who's going to handle the ball for the most part for Bellarmine. Watch by Spicer. Watch for a backdoor possible. 10 on the shot clock now. McCurry up top. Air stops, pops, oh! Tough shot, Air makes it a 2-possession game with under a minute to go. Spicer to Knoll. IPFW has got to hit a shot quickly. Griffin for 3, yes! Timeout call. Big bucket by Steve Griffin. Makes it 91-90, 45 seconds left. Bring IPFW head men's volleyball coach Arnie Bowen to your home each Wednesday and Thursday evening this season, leading all the way up to the 2000 NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship Tournament. He joins assistant coach Mark Franke to review the Mastodons' progress, discuss highlights, meet with players, and look ahead to upcoming volleyball action. Tune into the Arnie Ball Show Wednesday evenings at 9 and Thursday evening at 7 right here on College 56. Started to mention a long time ago, Charlie, IPFW volleyball team has rebounded from a tough trip out to Hawaii where they lost 3 matches in a row, and they have won their last 3 matches, including a big win last night at Loyola of Chicago. And they are now 5-4 overall, and more importantly, 3-1 in MIVA play.
And Mike,
replay here, Charlie. Big bucket by Steve Griffin.
Concerning volleyball, Mike, we are no longer a mystery. We got big targets on our backs now as far as volleyball is concerned. We are no more a surprise in this nation as a volleyball power.
Bellarmine brings the ball up over the timeline. 34 seconds and counting. They're up by 1. Don's looking for 1 defensive stop.
Outside, watch the plays.
Air.
What you can't do here is give up a 3.
12 on the shot clock. They're going to get the ball in Bixler's hands if they can. McCurry for 3. Yo, with 14 seconds left.
That's what you can't do.
Spicer for 3. No, Swan with the board. Outlets it. And with 3 seconds to go, Bellarmine is going to come away with a big win. Bixler puts the icing on the cake. 1 second left. And the buzzer goes off. And our final score, Bellarmine 96, IPFW 90. Well, Charlie, Don's had a chance.
Well, I don't think Jared McCurry had many points, certainly not his 16-point average, but I tell you, that last 3-pointer was, gosh, not only a nail in the coffin, that was the nails, the hammer, you name it. That put the game away. That was the game in essence, that 3-pointer that McCurry hit.
It was 91-90 when that shot was taken, and that made it 94-90. And then the Dons came down and
with
they
the shot
tried,
clock running down.
But they weren't able to. 96-90. The loss hurts IPFW. They dropped to 9-12 overall, 6-9 in the conference. For Bellarmine, they improved to 11-10 overall. More importantly for the Knights, they improved to 6-9 in the conference. And now what looked like, I don't want to say a sure thing, heading into the weekend, IPFW had the 7th spot in the conference tournament. Now it's not so sure. 3 big games coming up this week on the road before the final 2 games 2 weeks from this weekend at home. And now a big task ahead for IPFW.
Yeah, certainly an uphill battle here, but you know it's certainly not over. The Dons have to keep playing. What happened tonight, though? You figure that they're going to be a little weaker on the inside, but the perimeter players for Bellarmine really hurt us much more than the inside players. Swan, I thought, would hurt us really bad tonight. Started out pretty strong, but Aaron Ishman put the clamps on him. But Ayers and Bixler, and then towards the end of the game, McCurry really hurt the Dons.
Well, you get a look at some of the fans here at the Gate Sports Center starting to file out. It's almost imperative. The Dons have to go to St. Joseph's on Tuesday, to Indianapolis on Thursday, and I believe Northern Kentucky on Saturday, and they're going to have to win 2 of those 3 ball games on the road.
And, well, you know, a lot of times, like that wounded animal, when you have your back against the wall, sometimes that's when you play the best. And certainly on the road, although the Dons, really don't have a home court advantage, they were 1 game under before today's game. They're 1 game under at home and 1 game under on the road. So it's not really a lot different in terms of their record and performance on the road or at home.
Couple of quick notes. Unofficial scoring: Steve Griffin, 25 points for IPFW. Nick Wise, 22. 9 points for Mike Owakani, 5 points for Woodall, 7 points for Brad Knoll, 6 points for Randy Spicer, 6 points for Dwight Crow, 5 points for Aaron Ishman, and 2 points for Dave Meshberger. And for Bellarmine, their big man was Brad Bixler, 21 points, I think unofficially. Brad Ayer, also a big game, with 24 points. Ron Brooks, 3 3-pointers along with a couple of field goals and a free throw for 14 points. 4 points for Carl Eagleman, 4 points for Adam Eaton. Jared McCurry, besides sticking the dagger in the heart there with that last 3 ball, ended up with 13 points overall, 2 points apiece for Nayland English, Jeff Thomas. And I think we got it all in there. But the bottom line, once again, final score, Bellarmine 96. IPFW 90, and we'll just have to see what happens these final 5 ball games. So that should just about wrap it up here from the Gate Sports Center. Our program today was sponsored in part by Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza. We'd like to thank at this time the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports, and we thank you again for joining us this afternoon. For Charlie Washington, this is Mike Moss saying goodbye for now. Once again, our final score, Bellarmine 96, IPFW 90. A reminder to tune in weekly for Mastodons Spotlight on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Ernie Ball Show on Wednesday and Thursdays. IPFW Volleyball returns on February 25th. And hopefully we'll see you again before the season ends as well. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. And we bid you a pleasant good afternoon from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center on the campus of IPFW.